All right, let's dive in to our first smart inversion game using only major chords. I'm going to give you 3 variations of this game, 10 examples with major chords, 10 examples with minor chords, and then 10 examples mixing between major and minor. I'll break them up into 3 lectures so you can easily jump between them. Let's get started with the major only version. Your starting chord is going to be C major, so you'll play it in your right hand, remembering that your left hand is your reference hand. So we have here C major. Your next chord is going to be A flat major. So in your left hand, if you know your A flat major shape, we're going to use that as our reference: A flat, C, and E. Now, do I have any of those 3 notes in my right hand? Yes, I have a C. So at any point, I should mention, you can feel free to pause and do this on your own. I'm going to be talking through, but it's very much a pause and go sort of version of this video. So we have C, E, G. The C is common between these 2 chords. I have A flat and E flat. So E going to E flat makes sense, and G going to A flat makes sense. So there's our second chord. From A flat major, I'm going to give you F sharp major. Now keep in mind, A flat and F sharp are neighbors, so there's a good chance no notes will be the same, and that is the case here. So if I have F sharp, A, and C, it might make sense that I move C to C sharp as it's the same letter name, and then our A flat moving to A sharp puts F sharp in the middle. So we're going from first inversion, A flat major, to second inversion, F sharp major. For our 4th example, I'm going to give you D major. Now D major has D, F sharp, and A, so this F sharp is our only common note, and then we have these 2 notes, D flat and A sharp, going to D and A. Now I named them D flat and A sharp knowing that the same letter would translate really well. If I said C sharp goes to D, that could make sense, but D flat to D, clearly that is a very close note to our destination note, D. And this A sharp, usually called B flat, would move down to A. So there it is, there's our answer, D major. For our 5th example, I'm going to give you A major. A major has A, C sharp, and E. In my right hand, my D major chord does have an A, so I need to move these 2 notes to C sharp and E. C sharp is lower, E is higher. Here's our 2 destinations, so I'll move each note down 1 to get to this A major first inversion. That's 5 down. We're going to do 5 more. Let's continue from the same position. We're going to do a B flat major chord. Now A and B flat are neighbors, so there's a very good chance there are no notes in common. So what we're going to do is keep the same inversion. If our A major chord is first inversion, let's take B flat in first inversion and move every one of these notes up 1 to the appropriate set of notes, B flat, D, and F, ordered appropriately. That's our 6th example. On to the 7th. We're going to go from B flat major to E major. Now, interestingly enough, even though B flat and E are very distant in terms of their notes, B flat up a tritone to E, there are no common notes. So we just have to move things as close as we can to get to that next chord. We have a B flat, so it might make sense to put that as our B, and then from there, D and F would move to E and G accordingly, this little shift up between those 2 notes. So B flat major first inversion, in this case, goes to E major root position. Next up, we're going to go to D flat major. D flat, F, and A flat are our notes. In this case, we have an A flat, it's the common note, so we keep it in the middle. That means I need to have a D flat and an F with these 2 notes. So with E being beside F, that makes a lot of sense, and B moving up to this D flat is another easy move. So there it is, D flat major, first inversion. From here, we're going to go to G major. And again, D flat to G is this tritone jump. There happens to be no notes in common. Here's our G major chord, G, B, D. And as you can see, we don't have common notes, so we're just moving things as close as we can. D flat moving to D makes a whole lot of sense. And then from there, we can move these notes up a step. So from D flat major first inversion, we get G flat root position. And for our last chord, we're going to go back to C major. From G major, having G, B, and D, to C major having C, E, and G. G is our common note, so we keep G where it is, and we move the other two notes to C and E, so they each just step up one note. So those are 10 examples using major chords only. You can randomize major chords on your own and play this game by yourself, but I'd also recommend, if you're taking private lessons, bring this into your teacher and make sure that they're able to challenge you with their own version of this game. I'll catch you in the next class where we're going to focus on minor chords. I'll see you there.